emotional intelligence, and I'm also certified from 6 seconds. You can just browse yourself and see what is 6 seconds and what it is all about. And anyway, I'll be giving a glimpse of what is 6 seconds and how it will help each one of you, like whether you're whether you are helping, you are going to help your 6 year or 5 year old kid, or you're managing your emotions with your 80-year-old mom. For all of them, the tools which has been developed by 6 seconds, which will really really help us to understand our emotions and regulate our emotions. And to say it again, I'm a certified person from 6 seconds to deal emotional intelligence workshops. And I also do brain profiling, guiding people to understand where they are in emotional intelligence and how they can transform themselves to a better self. So that also I'm doing on the other side. So can we quickly go and see like how things will be, right? So before, I think you can see my screen here, right?
Yes, you can go ahead, madam.
Yeah, sure. So before going inside the impacts of emotional intelligence, the first thing which I wanted to really understand, like, what is your expectation from this? Like, I think it's a 40 minutes session, and I hope everybody will know that it's a 40-minute session. And I just want to know, like, what is your expectation from this 40 minutes? Can you just quickly drop a message in the comment section so that we can understand and then start with. uh, you can just or raise your hands and tell me what is your expectation from the session. Mhm. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yes.
You are audible. You are audible.
Whenever I
Ma'am,
want to do session, I
how to
just don't.
handle how to
Yeah, please.
handle the situation, like sometimes even many of the HR people, including me, we are imbalance in the emotional things. So how to handle such kind of situation?
Okay, okay, thank you, Tyagu sir. And I
Yeah,
understand from.
as rightly said, Thiagu, we are into mostly into IR, industry relations. We are handling unions actually. When the
Mhm.
time of actually we preach about the emotional intelligence to the others, but we could not manage ourselves when the time of crisis. So this topic will enhance our EI and other things in our career, in future career also. That is what the expectation from all of us. I hope so.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir. So I can see from Srinivas, sir, how to be mindful of every situation. I'll be definitely dealing with that, and how to manage emotions and deal with them. Yes, and how do I help culture of the organization? Jeevaratnam, sir, that's a very big topic. I don't think so. We will be covering that here because culture of the organization itself is a very wide topic, and once again, bringing that with EI, it will take at least a 2 day session it will be, so I'll not be covering with that. And Palpani sir, he has told like ability to identify and manage emotions. Yes, we will be definitely covering that. And something new about emotion, yes, we will definitely have that, Sarda Gandhi, right? Yeah, we will definitely do with that. You will be knowing a lot of new I promise you, you will have a lot of new ideas, and I'll also share some research papers which will be really helpful. Thanks Sarada. So we will be definitely dealing with that. And before going to the session, whenever I take the session, I want it to be purely interactive. I don't want to keep talking alone. I generally don't go with that way. I want it to be two-way communication. You will be saying something to me, and I'll be saying something. It's where we both learn and grow. So that is how I want my training programs to be. So please engage with me, and let's go into the session, right? So buckle up yourself. There will be a lot of emotions even now. So I want you to be like, be alive, and it will be a very much fun-filled program. I assure you that. Only one thing, you should be engaged in this to get the full benefit of this training program, right? So going inside, I just wanted to ask you, like, why emotions matter. uh, I would say, like, when I was a kid, like when I was growing and something is happening, and people always used to say, like, don't be emotional. I mean, emotion don't just matter. You should not take emotions to it. These are not essential. But the decades of research has shown us, like, emotions do matter, and they really matter. Like what? Attention, memory, and learning. Okay. I'll ask you a simple question. We know, like, 26, 27, 28, 29th, and where holidays, right? And I know, like, many of us would have planned for some, long journey to some place. And say, suppose on, 25th of evening, your boss asks you to, do some work where you have to really get into the train. How far your memory will be available to any kind of learning which is going to happen over there? Will you be able to focus? You can unmute yourself and you can tell it to me.
Certainly not. Not only the learning, actually, you can't even give the 100% performance at that time.
Yes, absolutely, yes. So when we are, when something is really happening to us,
Yeah,
when there are lots
but
of
I have faced such situation many times in my career,
Mm,
especially
yeah.
when on a longer weekend.
Mm, mm,
Uh,
yeah.
but yes, see, especially for if you are serving a support function, so
Mm,
you have
mm,
to be ready with your memory, your data, your aptitude all the
mm.
time, even you are staying with your spouse.
Yes, yes, absolutely rightly
So
said.
when your spouse asks some question, you answer some pending work of the office. So your EI remain intact at that time.
Yes, yes, absolutely right. So the emotions do matter, and they directly affect our attention, memory, and learning. And there are studies which says that, say, suppose if a kid is, say, suppose uh, I would say, I don't want to, take a bad example, but it's okay to make you understand. Say, suppose a kid's mother has passed away, and the person has to appear for an examination. Okay, how far the person's, memory would be really available to attend the exam? So though we say that you should not take emotions, or no, that period of things have gone, because emotions do matter, and it gives lot of uh, energy for us to focus, right? And then comes your decision making. So today, how many of you have taken any bad decisions?
Actually, many people have taken one or the other situations.
Okay.
It all depends upon the situations.
Yes, yes. So I just wanted to tell you, like, in a day we make like thousands of decisions: which dress to wear, which, which things to eat, how you should dress yourself, and so on and so forth. And science has backed up everything, stating that every decisions we make is based on the emotions. But it is very unconscious, it is very subtle. We won't be even knowing that based on the emotions we are making a decisions. It is like, it's when the researchers first started, they thought that cognition and emotions are two different things which is happening in our brain. But now they have come up to understanding, like, it is not so. Cognition and emotions, go hand in hand. If you have to take any kind of decisions, emotions do really matter. It is based on our emotions we make a kind of decisions, right? And I would say, like, there was a study which asked the teachers to rank. The researchers asked the teachers to think how the day was, how their day went. They asked them to think a particular day which they felt very bad, or a particular day which they felt very good, and they divided the teachers into two groups. The groups which thought they had a very bad day, and the group which they thought they had a very good day. There was a wide variety of the way they measured the papers of their students. The teachers who thought about the very bad day, they didn't actually give very good marks, even though their students did really write very well. They didn't mark them because their mood have already affected them. And when the researchers asked these questions, that whether you really think whether your mood can have an effect on the marks which you gave, can you imagine how many percentage said that yes, they thought they will be having some kind of impact? It was just 10% of the teachers accepted that they really had a kind of they understood that because of having a bad day or a bad mood is hampering the decisions and the giving a marks to the candidates or the students. So every decisions we make is based on an emotion which is segregated through all our body. It's always a chemical reaction between our brain and our body. So emotions do matter, and it really matters when decisions are being taken in an organization or at home, or any kind of place you walk in. Even the dress you chose today, if you just give a thought about it, there would be some kind of emotions matched to it. And then comes the relationship. So here, does anybody of you wants to really go and get a cup of coffee with a very disgruntled colleague, a person who is really annoying all the day or shouts at office? Do you really like to have a cup of coffee? You just think, okay, I'm just in a good mood, I'll just go with that person and have a cup of coffee, or I'll just walk into the room and I'll spend some time with them. Will we really think like that?
Definitely no.
Yes, definitely we will not choose a kind of relationship which is which is going to affect our vibes, right? Even when I'm taking a session, when I just want to look at the participants, I want to see the participants who will be able to reciprocate what I say. I don't want some kind of making face, oh yeah, I don't want this. No, I don't want to be associated with people like that, because that is not going to help me at the end of the day, right? So relationships do matter, and emotions really help us to have a long-standing relationship. And then comes everybody. There are thousands and thousands of papers on it, how emotions affect our mental and physical health. There's so many papers, and there are also saying that the person who is able to really understand their emotions are having a very prolonged longevity. And there is one study where it's a very beautiful study, because it's called a longitudinal study. Hope you people understand longitudinal study. It is called as if it is more than a decade, generally a study will happen like for a month, and after that they will see the result. But the longitudinal studies, or the one which will happen for 10 years, they will be following with the subjects for 10 to 15 years. So that kind of study was conducted for among the nun, okay? And these nuns were asked to write about their everyday activity on a journal. And then after after 10 to 15 years, they have taken all the journals, whatever they have written on the daily activities, their journals, and they have studied it, and they have come to know, like, the nuns who used a very positive words in their journal, like whatever has happened, how they perceived it has happened, those nuns, they had a very good, very healthy and a very longevity in their life, rather than those nuns who used a different or a normal or a very negative words. So emotions really help us to have a very good, healthy, and I'll not say wealthy life, but definitely you will get a healthy life. And then comes, as you first started with performance, I think somebody from our participants said that the performance really matters. Okay, and emotions provide us a way to have a creative and effective and perform better in our job. So emotions do really matter. It's not that we are in 60s or some place like that, where people say you don't talk about emotions, we want only we want only performance, or how is the productivity. Without emotions you can't even produce anything much. This is really important, so I just want you to give a kind of, I have made it a very simple version. You will be definitely able to understand it. So before going into emotions, feelings and mood and so many intricacies into it, you have to first understand what is emotion, what is feelings, and what is mood. This I have related with all our childhood memories of Tom and Jerry. Everybody will be knowing them. So emotions are the chemicals released in response to an interpretation of a specific trigger. So they call it, it will last for 6 seconds. Okay. So if you see here, when Tom is seeing that Jerry is going to take his milk, there is an emotion getting triggered. So that is called, when you perceive something and there is some chemical reaction going into you, and that is called as emotion. Right? And when that emotion becomes feeling, that is when the body physiological and emotional sensation, it is both body and mind, and when they both integrate, we feel something. Okay, here Tom feels irritated and runs behind Jerry as he's trying to steal his milk. So this irritation and running behind, there is a kind of emotion happening. He's getting irritated and there is some kind of physiological reaction, he's running behind. Okay, that is called as feeling. Right? And then the mood is a more generalized one. It's a collection of a lot many inputs. Okay, so here Tom is totally upset because he knows that Jerry is continuously disturbing him. I just want you to tell it, because we generally use emotions and feelings in a very confused manner. So we really need to know what is emotion, what is feeling, and what is mood before we get into a depth of it. Do you have any questions on it?
No, madam. You can
No, madam.
you can proceed, madam. You can. Proceed.
Yeah. Okay. So if I'm going anywhere fast, please let me know so that I can slow it down. Okay.
So, ma'am, please give us a brief idea on these three things:
Okay.
this mood, emotions, and feelings.
Yes. Now we know what is emotions, what is feeling, and moods. And I wanted to get into more into the nuances of it. What is emotion? Okay. See, emotions is always like it's always how we perceive the chemicals are reacted. We always, first thing we have to understand, like emotion is always a perception of how we think the things are happening around us. It is not something you can see an animal, but still you can say that, okay, that is just a 3D vision of it. It's always a perception that runs chemicals into it. It is not whatever it is triggered will hamper you or will guide you. It is the perception which will guide you to process the raw data. If you see here, everybody I think knows Kung Fu Panda. Okay, so the emotions are always said to happen is 6 seconds. That is why this is taken from 6 seconds, where I got my certification from. So this organization itself is called as 6 seconds because it is proven that emotion impact us for 6 seconds. That is why emotion is called 6 seconds. Okay, so when you pay attention on something which has happened, it takes quarter seconds, and then your brain decides a problem and produces a bunch of chemicals to you, and then only there will be a bunch of chemicals. It is not that something happens immediately your brain will produce chemicals. When it observes that it's a problem, then only it produces chemicals, and that chemicals will take quarter second. And then there is a lot happening between brain and in your body. So that entire reaction, that there is a reaction, you feel like throwing stones at, or pushing your key buttons, or crunching your mouse pad or something like that. So all these are reaction which happens between your brain and your body. So there is a kind of chain reaction which happens, which takes the other half seconds, and the next 5 seconds is what is being done by you, because how you perceive that emotion. Say suppose my boss is calling me, okay, and today I would say like okay, this is the month is April, and he's calling me on everybody knows there will be a performance cycle which happens in the month of April. So on 1st of April he calls me to his room. Immediately if I see like, okay, he's going to tell me something, and he's going to say, as because blah blah blah, this performance I didn't do well, that I don't do well, when the brain is, it's a miracle box, I would say. It will start counting what and all I didn't do well. Okay, and then if I have perceived all those emotions, and when I go and sit in his office or chair, I'm going to analyze that whatever he's going to do is going to dump me. And I process the information like that, and it's a chemical reaction. Whatever happens, then he talks something and I say something, and things really don't go well. I feel like putting down my paper, and it's all a chain reaction. But say suppose he calls me and he says that, Gayatri, I want you to be in my office. And if I say like, okay, he might be having some other work which is not related to my performance appraisal, then the way I'm going to react in his room would be very, very, very different. Will it not? So it is always how
Yes.
I perceive the emotion will have an impact. You always have that 6 seconds, you have it in your hand to make miracle things happen. When your union is going to talk to you, then there is a union meeting which is going to happen. When the union leader is giving you a call in your mobile, when you see his name in your mobile, the moment, the way you are going to go things in your mind will be the reaction in your call. Okay, he's going to ask for a rise, he's going to go for a strike, he's going to do blah 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 things, and this is how I'm going to do it, and this is how I'm going to react to it, and this is how it is going to happen. Say suppose if he is giving a call and you are seeing his number and you are giving a 6 second gap, fine, he is calling me. It could have been something else also. The perception always matters. Fine, today, today is Friday, I'm going on a holiday and I'll be on a leave for 5 days, and suddenly my boss is calling me to his office. I immediately perceive that he is going to dump me with some stupid work which I don't want to do it. That perception really matters. Maybe he's going to something and I can really tell him, I'm sorry boss, I'm just having a work, I'm just leaving, can we do it later? I'm not saying that the boss will be really happy about how you react, or he will really say, oh, fine, you can just go and have a happy, holiday. Things may not happen so much nice in India. It may not happen. But still, if we give that a kind of small gap, it will be really helpful for us, not for our boss, not for the union leader, not for somebody else. It is really going to be helpful for me. I'll be at peace. Right? Do you have any questions, or can we go to the next slide? Or you can tell me like if you have any questions or you want to say some opinions. Yeah.
One in chat box there is a question, Gayatri. You can take.
Okay, sure. Yes, all emotions do come under 6 seconds. It's a scientific thing, Aravind. Okay.
Ma'am, I have one query.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Anushya.
ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, how do we sense or understand other person emotions? Like what type of emotions they are into at present moment? How do we sense other people emotions quickly? So, which will help us to handle, handle them. That is what I'm asking it.
Anushya, I would say like it is always better to understand our emotions first before jumping into others' emotions.
Since we are handling the resources, I'm just heading.
Anushya, have your questions. My next slides will definitely answer you with all those questions.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll definitely. And any other thing, whichever I have given as of now, do you have any questions? And ADR placements have asked like, what is EQ? How do you measure?
Second thing is, as you mentioned, to understand my emotions first, like, you mentioned it. See, I just observed many ways, in because of other person's emotion, my emotions is getting changed. Like they are putting some kind of energy while they're speaking to, I believe that every human being have a certain energy with them. So that kind of energy, it is influencing my energy to change my behavior in terms of, boss and subordinate relationship. If boss is throwing some sort of energy to me, then definitely my energy also getting impacted, in a severe manner. So how do I balance myself in that situation?
Yeah, I'll be answering that also, Anushad. If I'm not answering, you just catch me up at the end of the session. I hope I'll be answering that question. Yeah, and area placements is asking like, how do we measure it? I'll be telling you at the end of the session. And Sarada is asking like, nervous feels in like, okay, nervous feels. Yes, of course, being nervous is a kind of emotion, like you're anxious about what is going to happen in the future. Right? Can I go for the next slide then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So I cannot go without this slide, though this is a very practical session. I still, this Peter and Mayer, or the two persons who coined the term as emotional intelligence, it's a form of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's and others' emotions, to discriminate among them, and use the information as a guide to one's thinking and action. Always take emotion as a raw data. Okay, emotions as such will not give you any meaning. It's just the raw data which is provided by our own consciousness, and we are the one who have to make meaning out of it. So that is what emotional intelligence always means. I cannot go without the definition. So for the definition's sake, I put that slide. The more essential thing is, what is not emotional intelligence? This is very essential for every one of us to know. Being nice, having flattery words, having buttery words, that is not called as emotional intelligence. Okay. People say like, oh, she's very intelligent, she has a perfect word for everything. No, that is not emotional intelligence. Being emotional is not about being emotionally intelligent. And having a personality, emotional intelligence as such is not a personality, okay? And it is not opposite of IQ. Generally, people say there is a kind of myth like the people who are high in IQ, they will be low in EQ. The people who are low in EQ, they will be high in IQ. Nothing like that. It is not at all. It's totally a myth. And I think I'm having some other. Okay, got it. Thanks, Arada. So going to the next session. So why years we have already dealt why emotions matter, and why emotion intelligence is really needed. As Sir started the session, I think Murali sir started the session stating that it has become the need of the hour. Why we give so much of importance? I would say, like, when my grandmother was there, she will be getting one letter or one call from someone from somewhere, right? And that will be the only information, and they will be sitting with the information for the entire 10 days or 15 days. And after that, some from somewhere, some her relative will give one letter. So that is how she had one simple information to dwell with, to engage with. But think about the amount of information we have, amount of complexities we have with that. We have 24 hours news channels and live live news covers, and WhatsApp, social media, and so many and so forth. And you can say like how much of stress we get in a simple day. I mean, in a very, let it be a Sunday, but even then we get stressed. Okay, though we are connected 24 hours, I would say people say that they are not interested about gossiping. But the first thing when I take my, even I myself, I do that. When I take myself in the WhatsApp, I go to the status, I peep in to see and what is the status of the people. Am I not gossiping? Do I not need it to know like what is happening in others' life? So but still, at the end of the day, we feel isolated. We are not actually connected with each other. Though we call we are connected, but we are actually very much isolated. And every relationship, when we start with, when somebody is asking like how things, oh my God, that is very complicated, how could I explain? That is how we start with. Okay, so these things really make us, really makes emotional intelligence a very important thing to have as a tool in our everyday life. This is called as mood meter. I think Anushad was asking something. I hope he will understand more when I explain this mood meter to him. So when I start with, I just want you to see only the x-axis, right? X-axis is -5 and +5. X-axis is dealing with how your mind is feeling right now. Okay, you could be feeling really pleasant, really happening, like we are understanding something new for after some couple of time. We are learning something new and you could be really happy about it. Or it could be -5, and I see some people are leaving from the session webinar. They might be feeling bored. So I just want you to take a piece of paper and just jot yourself down like where you are feeling right now on x-axis. It could be between +5 to -5. How you are emotionally feeling, how pleasant you are feeling now. Just take 1 minute and just do it.
Since it is a weekend, so our mood is all well. For Republic Day, then one off day in between, and then again this Saturday, Sunday.
Thanks, Rahman. Just jot it down where you are feeling in that -5 to +5. Just give a number yourself, some number.
Okay.
Yeah. I think everybody would have done. Any questions on that? How to jot yourself? Just you are going to how your mind is feeling yourself now. You are going to give a number for it between -5 to +5. Right? Can I go to the next thing? Now you are going to concentrate only on the y-axis, which is your energy level. Okay. Here also it is +5 to -5. And in that, I want you to give a number. +5, it will be like you are feeling so energetic. You want to take the sessions from me. Okay. You just want to steal my chair and you feel like, fine, Gayatri, I know everything about emotional engine. I will take the class. Or you feel like very low in the energy. Oh my God, I just want to take a nap. Just jot yourself between +5 to -5. Give yourself a number. I'll just give you 1 minute. Right? Yeah. Thank you, Anishat. Fine. Great. Great. So now I just want you to see, as you have given one number in y-axis and in x-axis, you would have given a number, and I want you to jot down where you are right now. Okay. This could be on, either yellow side or green side or blue side or red side. I just want you to tell me like how many are feeling on the yellow side. How many of you are feeling on the yellow side? Yes, HRI. You have raised your hand. Okay.
No, it means like that. Yes, it is feeling positive. Yellow side.
Yeah. Thank you. So, how many of you are feeling on the green side? Like you are very feeling really pleasant to be in this session, but your energy is very low. You really need a cappuccino to be here. A masala chai or a king chai. How many are feeling on green? Thank you, Srinivas. You're on yellow, and Sharada, you're on green. I need to have a check on you because, yeah, you're feeling green, like energy is very low. I need to keep talking to you. Yes, Manohar, thank you so much. So, we have this four quadrants, right? Generally, when we go to office on Monday, how many people you will witness on yellow and green? You walk in on a Monday. Do people generally be on yellow and green? I understand this sessions to be, will be, if it is in person, it will be very different. Yeah, Monday is normally green. Yes, Monday will be normally green. So the point here is, it is not that everybody on all the days can be on yellow. And it is not a bad people to be in blue. The thing is, we should really know on a particular day where we are feeling. Okay, so that we can strategize ourselves. I'll just give you one simple idea for this. Say, suppose you are going to something is happening in your organization, and you want to project a creative idea for your team. Okay, and things are really not happening in the way you want, and you want something new to be given to the session. So say, suppose for example, I go in yellow and say, hey guys, this is not happening and this is how it has to be. Come on, we can really do that. Does this yellow will really work? Okay, I'm coming from green side, suppose. I understand things are like this, but we can really do that. But these are the things which we have to really, take care of. this is how a person from green will be saying a creative idea. Say, suppose I'm on a blue side, okay, and from a blue thing coming up. Guys, I'm really, I don't feel hopeful, and I don't think so things are hopeful, and I feel hopeless. And I think maybe this idea will work out. Okay, this is how the blue person will be. And if suppose it's a red, you know, unpleasant but high energy, you morons, you don't even know how to do it, and you have been failing with this project for so many damn years, and you really want to show me how this will work out. Okay, and these are the 5 different state, you know, people generally come up here and there with. But I'm not saying that you have to really choose which quadrant you have to be in to understand others emotion and accordingly channelize yours. Say suppose I'm going for a debate, and red will really help me out. And if I'm going to, you know, talk with say suppose if it is going to be a yoga session, or if it's going to be some kind of detective reasoning work, I'll be going from a yellow mode. So it really helps me understand from which quadrant I'm coming from and which quadrant people are from. Say suppose I'm going, as Anushad was saying, like how would I understand people are from? You can definitely understand how they are coming from if you just put that quadrant and see like where they are coming from, and accordingly changing yours. Or, you know, emotions are always contagious, and you should really know from where you are talking from and where they are in, so that you can make a connection to each other. Do you have any questions on this, or am I going very fast?
No, no, madam, it's right. It's right. You can go
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir. So we have first to understand what are the components of EI. The components are, the first component is where you are on the mood meter. I have showed you on the mood meter, and every day, like, you can mark yourself where you are on that mood meter, where I'm feeling right now. Okay, so what caused you to feel this way? As somebody told me, like they are on green. Okay, Thomas, can you just tell me why you felt you are from green? uh, Thomas, are you there? Mhm. Okay, Anushad, can you tell me like why you felt that you are on red zone?
Yes, ma'am. I can say that I felt like I have good energy, but I am not in a position to do the many things. I really want to do, for creative things in my professional career, but I'm not in a position to do that because of some sort of things is not allowing it. But I couldn't ignore my energy level, or I couldn't minimize my energy level. It's day by day it is increasing. I want to do something new.
Okay, okay, thank you, Anushad. And Thomas, you were about to say, sorry, I went ahead with Anushad.
Yes, yes, yes. My audio is not audible. I was mentioning about green for Monday. Usually Mondays, we are in green zone. That's basically because Sundays will be a hectic day. We'll be moving around. We'll have some some outings and other things, and immediately we need to get up early in the morning on Monday, and then rush up for the day. That week's routine. So that makes an Monday as green usually.
Okay.
Then we become at the for the routine.
Okay. Thanks so much. So, so what caused you the feeling is very important to understand. Like if I'm feeling green now, why I'm feeling green? That is very much essential to understand for us. And as you all given, like I'm feeling green, I'm feeling yellow, I'm feeling blue, I just want you to describe one word, exact word, which will describe your exact emotion you're feeling right now. Okay. How many of you are not able to describe that in your words, in words?
Currently, there's no wordings to mention. It is going on well.
Mm-hmm.
The session is going on well. We are, all the participants, I believe, are, in line with your version.
Okay.
And also, Gayatri Madam, actually, what I thought that today to happen this program and that is happening and going on very well, as Thomas said. So I am delighted because of that. I am in yellow at this moment, actually.
Okay. Okay. Now, I just want you to describe one word for your emotion. One word. One word. If you're not able, it's fine. How many are feeling difficult to describe that one word? Okay, delighted. Yes, Jeevaratham is able to say he is delighted. I just want to ask you, like, yes, Anurama?
Enthusiastic.
Yes, thanks. So the thing is, like, there are so many people on the floor, but still when we really want to take that word, that particular word, there is a kind of, it's a kind of a difficulty to describe that one particular emotions immediately, right? Because it is like, I would say this yellow quadrant alone has 2000 words to describe itself. So it is very essential when we say that when we feel something or towards some way, we should exactly know what is that particular emotion is all about, and how are you expressing your feeling, how you are expressing. Some people are giving me a message, and some people are raising your hands, and I cannot see faces here. That's okay, but if I'm suppose if we are in person in one hall, I could definitely see some person would be smiling, some person would be doing some different phases, that would be facial expression. There could be like some kind of sound, noise they might be making, right? So there are a lot of way to express your emotions, and given how you feel, what is the strategy you will get? Fine. Here I will ask you, like, if you want to take the best benefit out of this session, what is your strategy here? Somebody told me like they feel in red zone. Okay. If you feel in red zone, what is a strategy you will have so that you can get better things from this session, get the most benefit of this session? What is a strategy?
If we are stressed, we have to relax ourselves.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, Anurama. So you will relax yourself. You will say like, take a deep breath in, give a breath out, right? Or else you can say focus. This is what is essential for me. I need to focus so that I can help my family.
Sure.
Right? What we dealt here as of now, the components, is called ruler of emotions. Okay? The first thing you should always identify, have this in your mind as ruler for emotion. This is given by Mark Brackett. He is the founder of Yale Emotions. He is having a separate research on that. You can just Google yourself and see Mark Brackett, Yale Emotions. I'll just put it in the chat. Okay. You can just Google him. You will know more and more information about his study on ruler emotions. To quickly say, the first thing we did was recognizing the emotion in self and others. As I told you, like when we were looking at, okay, I'm coming from yellow, you're coming from blue. How do we connect each other? I can see like you are feeling like low energy. I can say that you are yawning in the class, or you're not concentrating. Okay, but I'm coming from yellow and I want to give this PPT to you. So how would I do it? I'll ask questions so that you will answer. As you know, when Anushad was asking like I'm coming from different emotion and that person is coming from different emotion, how do I match it? You are the best judge. You know how to match it. Then you really understand like where the person is coming from. right? So the first thing is recognizing emotions in self and others. So how would you recognize in emotions in others? How would you do it?
By observing them.
Mm-hmm. So what do you observe? What are the things you observe, Anurama?
His way of speech and
Yeah.
his facial expressions.
Yes, facial expression. Excellent. Yes, you will do that. Any other person who want to contribute?
Body language.
Yes, absolutely. Body language. Yes. Kalavati, yes.
Their speaking style,
Sorry?
like the way they speak with others. So
Yes. The way they communicate to each other, they use all those things really, makes us understand like how much they are, with us, how much they are engaged with us, right? So, the thing is about. Sorry. Yes, Sharada.
Ma'am, we can.
I can't hear you properly, Sharada.
Some action. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Please tell me, Sharada.
No, we can identify them how they are reacting for our conversations.
Yes.
Like not interested.
Huh. Yes.
Yeah, like that.
Yes, you can definitely get that. So the first thing is recognizing emotions in self and others. And the next thing is that is understanding the cause and consequences of emotions. This is why I asked like why you feel the way you feel. Okay, you remember that the second question I asked you, what caused you to feel that way? As Thomas was saying, I know like Sunday I would have done so much of work and I would be, would be already exhausted. And Monday when I come, I'll feel, I'll feel very down. My energy level will be down. So I know when Sunday I do all these things, my Monday will get affected. But the problem is, as I know if I do all these things on Sunday and it is going to affect me on Monday, what are the precautions or what are the things I'm going to take it on Sunday which will help me to not feel that way on Monday? That is with us. Is it not? Right? Say suppose like...
Absolutely, yes.
Sorry?
Absolutely, yes. I know
Yes.
you'll be signaling this. Okay.
Yeah, because I know how the things are happening on Sunday. I'll be, say suppose for example, I'm just giving you an example. Like generally, when it is a Sunday, I always get up at 10:30. Then I do all my morning routine and then, eat my lunch and brunch and everything by 1:30. And then once again sleep like, have full lunch and, sleep like a python and then get up by 5:30 or 6 and then go in the hectic traffic and go somewhere and do some shopping, which is not at all I'm going to use it for my lifetime. But still I'll go outside and buy something and I come home and, at 9:30 I start watching Netflix and it will take me like till 12:30 or 1:30. And I definitely know that it is going to hamper my Monday. Because Monday I'll not have the energy because I have done so much stupid things on Sunday, which is going to affect my Monday. The problem is it's not that we do it. The problem is we keep repeating it even though we do it. Right? So we have to understand like what the causes and consequences of emotions. Okay. The next thing is about labeling our emotions. Labeling our emotions, the best thing is like, the moment you name it is the moment you tame it. If I really know what emotions I have, then I really have a lot of differences in, managing my emotions. I'll ask simple question like, what is the difference between envy and jealous? Can somebody tell me what is the difference between envy and jealous? you can definitely, Google it and tell me, but I just want you to, have whatever in your mind and tell.
Jealous means it's getting invitation for each and everything. For small, small things also we'll get invitation about the person. The kind of jealous.
Sorry, Kavita, I'm in Kalavati. I'm sorry, I am not understanding you.
By seeing that person to whom we are getting jealous and all, for small, small things and all, we'll get irritated and all doing like some and some things by showing the anger.
Okay.
Now
Rakshit,
we can say jealous is a spontaneous. Envy is a long-term lacuna of one's strength, which I don't have.
Okay. One view about it. Rakshit, can you tell me, like, you have raised your hand? What is your thought about?
Yes, so like envious is the person who is not appreciating others getting succeeded,
Okay.
and jealous is like, I think jealousy can be termed good as long as if it is taken on the positive note, because it helps the person who is getting jealous about others to even do more work to get ahead of the person towards whom he or she feels jealous.
Okay. Fine. There are very different meanings coming out here, but the real definition is envy is I see say suppose my friend is wearing a new watch and I would like to have that watch with me. That is called envy. Okay, it could be an object or it could be like anything she has, and I wish I want that is envy. Okay, and suppose say I'm going out with my husband and I'm seeing my husband seeing some other girl. Okay, and that girl is really like in her teens and she is like very bubbly, and I feel jealous. This here jealous, it means that I fear that my loved one, I'll be losing my loved one to some other person. That is called jealous. Say suppose you are working with your boss for 10 to 15 years, and there is some person coming inside joining the organization, and the person is really like Zen ZZ, and she is like a super hippo person, and the boss started giving her more attention than you, then obviously you are feeling jealous, because you have a fear that the amount of importance you were getting from your boss, you may lose it as because this new person has entered the organization. Right? Here, which emotion is having lot of influence? Either it is envy or jealous, which will have lot of impacts, which is very complex.
Jealous is, I believe, is not well for psychological well-being. Envy remains as it is among the colleagues, among the society.
Yes,
we should avoid jealousy situation.
Yes, Rahman, the mere thing of emotions here, it is not that we have to neglect some emotion. Okay, it is the basic thing is why I feel the way I feel. That is the crux of it. But as you definitely said rightly, jealous will have lot more complications in our career, in our well-being, in our health, because it's very complex, because there is a fear in it, there is a kind of protection in it, there is a kind of a kind of anxious we get as because somebody is going to steal something, because we perceive that. Other thing which comes is we perceive that we are going to lose it in some way or the other. So we have to really understand that is labeling our emotions is very, very, very essential. When you talk about emotional intelligence, you should name it to tame it. Once I know what kind of emotions I'm feeling, then only it will be easy for me to understand and regulate my emotions. And then comes expressing emotions. As you all know how you express your emotion. Do you want me to tell, or somebody would express, like, how to express emotions, right? How do you express emotions generally?
Emotions are very firm in nature. Whenever we express our emotion, we are firm. That yes, boss, I like you. The approach you handle my appraisal, I really appreciate. This is kind, a sustainable approach. You can establish that the emotion has a more strength. And feel and mood
So how would you express, I mean, when you want to express emotion, what are the ways you use to express it?
Like face expression is very good, firm.
Yeah,
So,
face expression. Yes.
The approach is smiling, positive body language.
Yes.
And ready for the new assignment, which he is already ready with.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So it's a kind of win-win situation altogether.
Yeah, definitely. And I think HR Hive is having something to say.
Yeah, actually, I am Muralidharan. Actually, the laughing, crying, and dancing, all these things are treated as expressions actually.
Yes, sir, definitely. And Sharada has rightly put actions. We also, immediately doing that work, immediately appearing and being on time at office. All these actions are kind of, expressing our emotions. And then comes regulating our emotions effectively. As I was saying, like, why you do, how you do, and you can definitely regulate your emotions accordingly, right? If you know, like, if I'm going to do this, it is going to hamper my Monday, then I can definitely take care of my Sunday so that, by regulating it, I'll be able to, build a better yellowish Monday. Will I not?
Yes, of course. On Sunday, we have to ready ourselves. We ready our luggage for the travel. We have to ready ourselves for Monday, because Monday first half we hardly feel pressure, but just at 12:30 or 1 p.m. the pressure starts mounting.
Yes.
From various corners.
Yes, Ragma. So we have seen, like, recognizing our emotions, understanding our emotions. Like, it is not that having jealous is wrong or right. Understanding that this is the emotions I have. Say, suppose I am in yellow mood. Say, suppose I'm going for a brainstorming session. I'm going to have an interdepartmental meeting. Then I put myself in yellow situation, like having a very pleasant mind, having a good energy, then it will make me available to give a better ideas. Say, suppose I'm going to build a consensus. That is a kind of, a kind of conflict going between the colleagues, and I'm going to, help them to make themselves well. So being in green will really help me to, explain the situation very well. And if I'm going to write a report, being in green will really help me. And if I have to say, suppose there is some kind of, union meeting which ends, say some accident happen, and the being in blue will help us and also the union people to, have an empathy kind of situation with each other, right? And if you're going for debating or something, being in red will really help you. As Anushad was saying, like, he's being in red, and you have to really understand, like, how you could, it is not being in red, it is how you channelize being in red will really help you out. It is not that, see, being very angry or something or grudging is also red, but the way you strategize yourself, okay, this is what I want and this is what I need to do it. Being, very assertive is also being in red. Putting your points in a very clear way is also being in red, right? So understanding the emotions of yourself and others using this mood meter will really help you out. As I was saying, like, understanding the meaning behind the emotions will help you out. It is not that, having jealous is bad or something. Every emotions comes to us to indicate something. Say, suppose we are having some kind of anger, it is helping us to, fight against the problems. You feel joy because it reminds us that is important to us. You feel trust because you want to connect with people who help. So some kind of, if there is a jealous, it's something like I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my boss, right? That is something I need to do. And that is, as I was saying from the first, every emotion is a raw data, and it will not help by itself unless and until we put our minds to it. So labeling emotions, I already told you, like the moment we label it, we tame it. Expressing emotions, this is you have to understand, for every culture there will be a difference. Like if I'm talking with a Chinese person, I need to understand like what is their cultural differences, how they generally express their emotions. When I was studying in UK, when they called us, are you agreeing with that? I'll say yes, yes. And they said that don't shake your heads, you have to tell it from your mouth. Okay, so every culture, there is a kind of the way they express the emotion, and understanding what the cultural background of the person and from where they are coming from will really help us to give more meaning to it, make a healthy relationship. And this is Mood Meter. They have given it an app itself. This is available in App Store and also Google Play. And eventually, it is a payable thing, but it is not in App Store. It is 85 rupees, and for Google Play, I think it is 65 rupees. It's really good. What you can do is you can have it in your phone, and they will help you how to plot your emotions on a day-to-day basis. And you can have it with your family or with your team to understand like from where you are, from where the other person, as Anushad was asking me, like how they understand the other person and how to go about it. This will really help you to understand more about your mood meter and how the emotions can be kept at bay. This is called regulating emotions. This comes under NLP. Okay, so if this slide alone will take for me to cover for 2 hours, because it comes under NLP, and there are a stage of ways to do it. So I'm just quickly giving you a heads up alone for this meta moment. Say suppose something is happening to me, okay, and say suppose I'll tell like okay, if I'm getting hated, okay, if I'm not liking something, I'll have some kind of reactions in my stomach. And with almost for 10 years being with this kind of having an emotional intelligence awareness, I'm able to understand like when I'm feeling hatedness, I'll have some kind of reaction in my stomach. Okay, so when I have that kind of reaction, I stop and see myself, ask myself where I want me to be. I mean, how Gayatri would be the best when given in this situation. Then I strategize myself and I become that. So this is one way to regulate your emotions. As I'm telling you, like this session alone, this one simple PPT alone, one slide alone will take 2 hours, because it covers NLP. As you know, it's a neuro-linguistic programming structure. So it will take some time to understand what it is. I cannot cover it in like 1 hour session. So one of the biggest thing is doing is meta moment to understand and regulate your emotions. And this is a blueprint, like how do I feel, how the other person is feeling, what caused it, and then reaching a plan and taking a strategy and reaching a plan. This is how you can regulate your emotions on a day-to-day basis. And we here take something which keeps happening again and again. Some person was saying like when my wife is talking something, I go on some other mode, and I give that answer to her. So these are kind of recurring problems. We can sit together and understand how things are working with you and your emotions, and then jot on a plan, and then you can take your better self and see how things really come up. So a quick recap what we did so far, like 1.5 hours. What is emotion, feeling, and mood we saw, right? How emotion actually work, that 6 seconds we saw it. What is EA, we saw it. the definition of Peter and Sai, we saw it. Then components of EI, we saw ruler, RULER, that is recognizing, understanding, labeling, and what is for E? Anybody there? What is for E?
Expressions, madam.
Thank you. So expressing, and R?
Realization.
Okay, expressing and a big thing here, because this is it's a separate session which has to be dealt as. Okay, and that is if this is on chargeable basis. Okay, this will cost you, so I'm not giving this. If you want, you can get in touch with me. We can work with your, there is a separate kind of brain profiling we will do to understand how you understand your emotion and raw data. And there are 8 different styles, and there are 18 talent profile, and this this kind of profiling will help you to understand yourself more, to see where you want to be now and where you want to go reach. So this is on chargeable basis. You can get in touch with me if you want to do your EQ profiling, and I can also do it as an organization, as a team. I'm registered for that, I'm licensed for that. So you can get in touch me if you want to do for your organization, for your team as a leader. If you want to, you can get in touch with me. And this is it. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. And here I have given my email ID, and you can also get in touch with me in my LinkedIn page. If you want to share something, and you can DM me directly. If you have any questions, or if you want to take brain profiling, or you want to have one-on coaching session, I am actually a certified assessor and a EQ fellow. So if you want to get in touch with me to understand your EQ braining profile, or if you want to just be your EQ coach, I'm fine with that. I can really help you. And if you want to have any questions, here